Glad you could join us. If you didn't catch the last show, we did it live from the Empire State Tattoo Convention. We talked to Paul Booth live on stage. It was an amazing interview. Keep an eye out at TattooNOW TV. We're going to be putting together a series of our interviews. We interviewed Guy Aitchison, Bob Tyrell, and Paul Booth so far. And then in Hell City, we'll be talking with Aaron Kane and Chet Czar. And our hope is to put them all together for you guys and do a whole complete series. So this show is brought to you by Waterloo Artist Series Storage Systems. If you don't know who they are, check them out, waterlootattoostorage.com. Neotat rotary tattoo machines. You can run them over with a truck. And Artisan. Thank you to our sponsors. So on this episode, we're talking with Jime Litwalk and Craig Foster. They've got a new project that involves their Snactoos. They're working on a book together. So we'll Skype in with those guys. Craig's at his shop, and Jime is at a convention in Texas. And they'll both be Skyping in to tell us a little bit about what they're up to. And in-house, we have tattoo artist Joe King, The Art of Joe King. Joe will be telling us what he's been up to. He's been making some high-quality prints. He made some for us for Bob Tyrell's special edition DVD. I'll show you some of that stuff later. After this video, we'll come back and we will talk with Jime and Craig. All of our episodes are on YouTube, so if you like what you see, go to our YouTube channel, subscribe to our channel, rate our videos, comment, share them, and let us know what you think. We'll be right back with Jime and Craig just after this. Stick with us. Hey, Craig.
Hey.
Welcome to Off the Map Live.
Thank you.
You are live on the internet right now.
Glad that my internet is working correctly.
I like your shop there. You at Skinworks?
Thank you. Yes, I came to the studio. My young one was extremely crunk and out of control, so I figured it'd be a little more peaceful coming here and doing it.
How young to be crunk?
5 years young crunk.
Wow. You started him off young.
Yes, she is out of control.
So we're going to get Jime on the line here in a second. We're just waiting for him to answer.
Until you see his background.
I think he went and chased down a laptop, so hopefully... Yeah, there he is.
I found one. I got it.
All right, cool. Jime Litwalk, welcome to the show. Nice to see you.
Everybody.
So, can everybody see everybody?
Greg!
Yay!
So, fellas, what is new and what have you been up to?
Oh God, everything. It seems like it's been life out of a suitcase the past year.
So, Jime, you just moved, right? You're still in Orlando, but you're at a different shop?
Yeah, I'm happy to announce that I'm at Ascension TattooNOW with an amazing bunch of guys. It's still Orlando, downtown Orlando, but the guys there are phenomenal, man. A bunch of really inspiring artists. You work with Hoffa that used to be with Gunner over at Gods and Monsters in Ohio. Getting the chance to work around that guy again is it's amazing just to sit over and watch that guy just do what he does. One of the most underrated artists. I think that guy should be more known and more out there than what he is. But he's pretty content with what he's doing, man. But definitely look up to that guy.
And Craig, where are you at? You in Georgia?
Yes, I'm about 32 miles west of Atlanta. It's a city called Carrollton, Georgia.
How long you been there?
I'm moving into 10 years. This August will be my 10-year anniversary with my own studio.
Where were you before that?
Well, I was pretty much in and around Marietta and Atlanta area. I worked with Miami, aka Jeff Burgess, for my first year, which is in Douglasville. Then I worked with Dino Cook at Psycho Tattoo for about 6 years, and then I worked with Cap Sumsky in Atlanta for about 3 years before I came out here and did my own thing.
Right on. How many people you got at your shop?
Just 2 other artists besides myself. Real small, cozy, quiet place. I'm not into the large madness, trying to micromanage too many people. So I keep it really very intimate, small studio.
So, Jimmy, I see you're calling in from your hotel room, huh?
Yeah, it feels like you know what I've been so scatterbrained lately. I failed to account the different time zone I was in, and realized that my iPad was not going to be able to count it. It's funny to realize, like, when you run around conventions nowadays, most artists don't travel with laptops anymore. Everything's become like a Cintiq, sketch pad or their iPad, and it was like Reagan, one of the promoters, run down finally found someone that had an iPad or a laptop that I could use, and to make sure that I made the time that I totally messed up. We are now calling from the car because right now Wu-Tang Clan is playing here at the tattoo convention, and it is so loud inside that there's not a way that I would be able to be heard or hear.
Well,
here we go.
I'm honored that you decided to join us and skip Wu-Tang. I don't know if I would have made the same choice. I probably wouldn't went.
I'm going to tell you this, man. I'm going to definitely catch a couple of the songs, So it's like, I'm like, we're going to get what we need done, and they still got a few more people playing. I think Ghostface. Was it Ghostface and the RZA are playing first, and then all the Wu-Tang's coming out. So. All
right. Well, hey, you guys have a new project you're working on. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, this is I kind of jumped on the bandwagon with this one. This was something that Craig put all together, and after seeing what he was doing, it kind of stemmed from some of the things that we I seen when we had our experience on the Ink Masters TV show, and Craig is one of the most creative guys that I know out there, and when he asked me to be a part of it, I was floored. It was it found that basic spark back into me, that drive of wanting to be creative just for no reason other than being creative, and I'll let him tell you the whole explanation and definition of what Snactoos really is and the foundation of it. But, it's something that I'm really, truly honored and, and have an immense pleasure of being a part of.
Right on. So, Craig, you want to tell us a little bit about Snactoos?
It's really just the way it started off was just something creative to work on. As far as like if I had open slots for appointments, I would post up the drawings on Instagram and offer them to people for appointments. And it seemed that it was a really good way to find very open-minded, easygoing, just clients with a good sense of humor, which are people I really get along with. And it just gained some popularity. And I guess while the show was going on, as far as Ink Master, we decided to print a few of them as far as stickers, and just market them during the show, as far as instead of marketing votes for the show, which were pretty much what they had us running around trying to get votes. And I was like, fuck a vote, excuse my language. I don't know, are we allowed to swear?
You can say whatever the fuck you want to.
Fuck a vote.
Yeah, man.
Buy a vote sticker. I don't make any money off of votes. At least that's what they kind of try to make us. It was a hot dog on a stick.
Yeah.
Trying to get us to chase it. And I just decided just to market selling stickers. And it worked out really well. Jimmy came on board, which made it even more creative, because Jimmy would throw out a bunch of really cool ideas, and I would have to come out with a a cool idea to like jump on his.
One up his.
It was kind of just feeding off each other, just a creativity. Um, and it just took off. It just made work a lot of fun. But it was kind of getting back to the basics of new school back in the day when tattoos just really didn't have specific meanings. It was just really good artwork, something really flashy and lots of colors and something fun, makes people smile. It was just kind of getting back to the basics of what I started with a long time ago.
Do you remember wacky packs, like the old stickers that you could get that were like, they were a takeoff on advertising? I don't know. It was like in the 80s. They were like...
Yeah, all kinds of really cool, like the Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah, same vibe. Wacky packs were like, cereal boxes with different names on them. They were funny and stuff. That's a lot of what the Snactoos kind of remind me of,
Yeah, it was just something fun. I think whenever I'm drawing for myself, as far as like on canvas and not tattooing, I have the attention span of about 5 to 6 hours. That's all I'm good for in one sitting. And then if I don't get it done within that time slot, then it's just something that's just going to remain an unfinished project for a long time. So the Snactoos kind of fall into that 5-hour range where I can sit down and keep with it until I'm finished with it.
So what are your plans for Snactoos?
Well, Jimmy and I are working on a book, a joint venture between the two of us. It's basically half Jimmy, half mine. And we're just kind of been working together on it. Right now, we are kind of closing out the literature part of it, which has turned out to be quite a challenge.
The writing part's been more harder than the actual artwork.
Yes,
oh, yeah?
We have more than enough freaking artwork for a couple of books. That's what we're hashing out now. It's just all the literature. And then basically, I feel like once we come to a close on all the literature for it, we're going to wake up what's the Kickstarter?
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to go through Kickstarter and fund the whole book so we can kind of have full control over production and distribution of the book.
That sounds cool. Are you going to include stickers with the book?
We have a lot of stuff.
We got an arrange full of ideas, and I think that's the good part about it is because it's silly. You want to think of something silly. We talked about doing, car air fresheners with special scents. I
would buy one of those.
Gourmet popsicles that Craig's been conjuring up in at home. There's so much great stuff that I think that we have way more than we can for this book. I think really we have ideas that that could take this idea and venture for quite a few for quite a long time. But it's just it's been an absolute joy to watch this thing all kind of come together on such a short amount of time. It's less than a year now, and then it's basically become what it has. We've done videos with it, stickers. Now the book, and there's talk of clothing. Some clothing. Things coming out. Some posters.
I think you should do an animated series.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Yeah, that would be great.
Sky's the limit.
And you guys would be the darlings of stoners everywhere with Snactoos animated series.
That's the good thing about what we're doing is, the one thing that artists have in common, is like we wanted to talk about creativity, but it's our eating habits when we're traveling or when, you have people, guest artists in town, it's like, that's the other thing that we have in common is like, you want to go out for a great meal or you want to talk about the really shitty meal that you had in whatever state or whatever country you're in, and you talk about those weird types of foods that you're like, oh my God, remember stroopwafels when we were in Germany or in Holland or something? You're like, oh my God, I fucking love those things, and you draw one up, and it makes so much sense. Or like if you go to, Europe and how fries in a bag are such a really cool thing, and we're like, yeah, it's fucking fries, who cares? But throws face and some teeth on it, and all of a sudden fucking all of Europe is like, oh my God, I gotta have that. It's awesome, man. There's like it also like we get to tie in a lot of our travels and stuff like that, and put face on food. Who doesn't love that shit?
I think it's great. Gummy bear sushi. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, explain that one. Like how's it to look at? Like if you would tell me I
England
go
for
to a
that one.
Japanese place and they had gummy bear sushi, you'd be like, I'll fucking try it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
So-
it's. I think the best thing about it, I've opened up and met a lot of very open-minded, just carefree, nice people to work with. It makes it's nice to have that every once in a while. It's not like I want to do Snactoos every single day,
Right.
but it's nice to take that break away from what your norm of doing every single day.
So you guys are both reality TV veterans. We don't have to talk much about it.
Call the veteran if you didn't make it back. I think I'm more like a POW.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it is POW.
So I was gonna ask, was it a good thing for your career? Was it a bad thing? Was it neutral? And do you think you'd ever do anything like that again?
You know what it is? It's all about perspective, man. I mean, it does not define who I am as an artist. I've done tattooing long before TV shows were out, and I'll do them long after they're all used up and done with. It was an experience. I don't regret doing it, and I can't say that I'd ever know if I do it again. But circumstances would have to be a little bit different. But I mean, it's the outlook that I have of it. I knew Craig beforehand, but it strengthened our friendship. From being on the show. So there's a lot of really positive stuff that came from it. There was a lot of mental stress that definitely went along through it. But I mean, it is what it is. We were on a TV show, but I do find some joy in having a lot more people come up and use the word new school, and and really support the artistic ability of people who have that kind of creativity as opposed to just reproduction. So I think I look at it as a positive aspect of it. I mean, I think it was cool.
Craig, did you have a similar experience?
Yeah, I think if you talk to each one of the people who are participating in the show, you're going to get a different story from each person. For myself, it seems like I had a lot of difficulty, and I've been tattooing close to 19 years now, and it seems like before the show, it was a real challenge just to get acknowledged as a legitimate tattoo artist in the city that I've pretty much tattooed my whole life. As far as the full 19 years that I've been tattooing, I've been in the Atlanta area. But the show just happened to be that stepping stone to kind of help people recognize you as an artist. But I feel like it was just my responsibility. If you're an artist who's ever talked shit about any of the artists that represent our field on the show, if you have an opportunity to be on the show, you might as well take it.
Sure.
And be the person that you'd rather see represent that field. And so that was what I did, and I had a really great time with it.
Cool. Would you think you'd ever do it again? You don't have to answer that.
I'm 42 years old, so I consider myself a retired
Right on.
TV personality.
I've interviewed quite a few folks who have been on that show and others, and you guys all seem to share a similar feeling about that kind of stuff in general.
Well, I mean, we had to live with each other for a long time, so it's almost a traumatic experience, just getting back and talking to Jimmy and just kind of understanding that that really happened. It was almost like it didn't even happen. Like I kind of felt like I just woke up and that was just like a long, really strange dream. And then seeing Jimmy right after the show, because we're not allowed to talk about it.
Oh, no shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a good month, over a month period that we weren't allowed to say anything about the whole experience whatsoever. So Jimmy was like the first person that I could actually communicate with about the show. So we saw each other at the Atlanta show, and it's like he had this little support group of all the people that he went through it with. And it was really cool just to, to develop a friendship. I can't say that you develop those friendship with everyone, but, it was still definitely a camaraderie of all of us that all went through it. Like I don't have any ill feelings towards anybody that was on the show, but there are certain people that you definitely. Me and Jimmy talk to each other all the time now. I talk to Joey every once in a while. I talk to Made Rich a good bit, and so there's people that you keep in touch with, and other ones that you might not. But I definitely did not make any enemies on the show whatsoever.
Cool. I mean, they'll edit you to make it look like you hated everyone, but but we don't need to talk about that shit anymore. I have to bring it up because after I do interviews like this and I don't bring it up, people ask me, well, why didn't you ask about the TV thing? So, I'd rather talk about tattooing and art and fuck TV, but people ask me about it, so.
I get it.
Thanks for talking about it.
No problem.
So, you guys, Jimmy, you're traveling now. Craig, do you travel at all?
I do when I can. I enjoy my family time, and I definitely I enjoy working at home. If Jimmy has ideas of places to go, then I'm always on board with him to hang out with him. But it's just I can't do it as much as Jimmy does it. I enjoy I actually really enjoy the European circuit right now. That's where I really enjoy going to conventions because you're seeing like a whole new group of artists and people in different styles. So it's definitely a little more interesting to go out of the country to go to conventions. But
you ever find yourself in Italy?
I haven't been to Italy yet.
Really? We are going to be putting on a convention in Italy 2016. The Paradise Tattoo Gathering is going to be in northern Italy. You should check it out.
What part of the year would that be in?
September?
Yeah.
It's a couple years off, so it takes me a minute to remember.
I'm down for Italy. Like I said, I really enjoyed the European circuit.
Well, we've got a shop there now, so it's we tie it together. We have guest artists at the shop, and we're going to do the convention out there. We're doing the Worldwide Tattoo Conference there in November. So we've got a lot of European opportunities if you're interested.
I'm totally interested.
Cool. Well, hey, I'd like to thank both of you guys for coming on the show. I appreciate you taking some time out to talk with us. And when you get that Kickstarter live, maybe you should come back and talk a little bit more about it, and we'll show your Kickstarter video and see if we can get you some money for that awesome book.
Dude, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Cool, gentlemen. Like I said, thank you again, and I'd love to talk to you some other time.
All right. Very good, man. I really appreciate it.
Have a wonderful night.
You too.
Thank you guys.
Good night, Jimmy.
Craig, did it!
Good night, Jimmy.
Hey!
So that was Jime Litwalk and Craig Foster, their new project, Snactoos. Keep an eye out for their Kickstarter. That book's probably going to be pretty rad. I love those things. I want to get some of those stickers. Hopefully those guys will send some my way. After this, we're going to be talking a little bit with Joe King. We will be back after this video with Joe King. Stick around.
Chris, drummer for the band Torturers, doing a portrait of Frankenstein. I'm a huge horror fan since I was about 5 years old, or as long as I can remember. So I love doing anything horror related. And as I'm tattooing, I'm going to be just talking my way through it and explaining what I'm doing as I'm doing it, how I approach a portrait, how I make the stencil, how I mix my inks, and just anything to do with technique I'll be talking about. There's no right or wrong way to tattoo. There's a lot of different techniques that people use, and but this is just the way I tattoo. I live in a black and white world. That's why I do what I do, I guess.
My name is BJ Betts. Thank everybody for coming. I really appreciate it. My love for lettering has been like way before I even started tattooing. I'll try and like keep it a little simple as far as like terminology for fonts and lettering, because I'm going to cover everything that I can, I guess, cover. And yeah, I guess I'll take it from here.
Give me 2 good wheels and give me 1 good eye. Give me wide open spaces and clear blue skies. 2 wheels that'll never alone. A tank full of gas and I may never come home.
So I approach things in a pretty simple manner. When I'm laying out lettering, this is what I do. I start with a real loose sketch and just go on from there.
So all winter long, they eat canned soup. Pickles from a jar, yeah, you know it's the truth. Yeah. So when town's too crowded to breathe, and the air's so hot that you just can't.
I like to make everything flow together as much as possible. So let's say I have, I don't know, maybe a T and an H, for example. There's a few things that we can do. You know, obviously we can just make it like that. Yeah, it's cool, kind of boring, but I mean, you know what it is still. Maybe bring that H, if it's the end of the word, maybe. You can, you know, bring that H down, loop it around, and then maybe you can bring that H back over, and now you got that. Yeah, I think that works a lot better than this. It looks cool. You can still play around with it a little bit, clean everything up. Boom, now everybody's happier, and you get to do something cooler.
Hi, my name is Gary Shepard. I'm one of the owners here at Addictive Nature Tattoo Studio. I met with one of the reps at the Pacific Ink and Art Expo out in Hawaii. That's when I actually got hooked up with a lot more of the product. I started using it, being able to actually notice more what it does during the tattoo procedure. We all have noticed the same thing, that the redness and the swelling goes out of the tattoo, that while you're doing color or white, the highlights and the colors actually are a lot brighter after the tattoo procedure. And basically we've all said the same thing, that it's a real good product to use during the tattoo procedure and after.
We are back. I hope you enjoyed those video messages. Another thank you goes out to Craig Foster and Jime Litwalk. Those guys are great. I hope we can have them on again. But now we have the one and only Joe King. Hey, Joe King.
Hi, everybody. Hi,
What's
Ben
up?
Licata.
That's a sweet banner you have.
Thanks, man. I had that imported.
Right? It's nice.
Yeah.
I don't have one of those.
It's Italian.
Oh,
Because we've got the shop in Italy. We know people.
it's nice.
Thanks.
So Joe works at Off the Map Northeast. Yes.
True.
How long have you been there?
2 years, going on 2.5 years.
How'd you get there?
We drove.
Cool.
It was like 15 hours, but we made it.
You don't have a car.
No, we did.
Oh.
Not now.
Where did you
It
come
was
from?
2 years ago.
Apparently cars disappear after 2 years.
After 2 years, yeah. We were leasing, and it just vaporizes. It bursts into potpourri. It's pretty cool. It's a good program.
Where did you come from?
I moved up from Lexington, Kentucky.
Were you born in Kentucky?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've lived there most of my life. I tattooed there for pretty much 10 years, and then, yeah, got the job at Off the Map.
What led you to Off the Map?
It was just kind of an opportune time. I was in between things. The shop I was at ended up not having a building anymore, so I had to find a new location to work at. And I was on, what's the name of the website? Tattoo Snob. They were running an ad that Off the Map was looking for artists.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I sent an email and got a response the next day, and then I'd like to say it was like and then here I was, but it was like 6 months later after.
Yeah, it takes a while to get hired at Off the Map. They take their
good.
time.
It's good.
Hire slow. But it's made for a good crew.
Yeah.
You enjoy yourself?
Yeah.
You like it there?
It's an excellent crew. Great shop.
I mean, you
Great
gotta
shop.
you gotta work next to Matt Driscoll, but
Yeah, but you know, you take the good with the bad.
it's true.
You just roll with it.
That guy can't shut up. So you have the camera. It's like having a microphone. You can just say that kind of stuff. Hey, Driscoll. So recently, you've been doing a lot of geometric designs, dot work, and things like that. What led you to that style of tattooing?
It's weird, man. Like, I really didn't start thinking about that type of art in the realm of tattooing, honestly, until I started going back and looking at my work and kind of picking out like what things I would lean to in my drawings, what things I like to look at in other people's art, and when I started putting the pieces together, that's just kind of what made sense. To the extent that I felt kind of dumb, I was like, well, I've always drawn like geometric shapes and patterns with my drawings on paper, but I never brought it into tattoos other than a couple little projects here and there. But yeah, I love it now. Like that's definitely, it's not the only thing I want to do. I definitely want to make it a big part of the imagery that I make, but I don't want to be limited to just that.
Yeah, I mean, I stop in the shop from time to time, and you work on a range of styles.
Yeah, a lot of different
I've
stuff.
seen all kinds of stuff from you. Traditional, watercolor, black work. I've seen it all. Well, but that is this like what we're looking at now.
Yeah.
This is more what you feel drawn towards. Is this,
Yeah. So like the skull, for example. Eventually that would have more abstract color brought into it with really high contrast of the fields of color, like my shirt.
Spangle.
But yeah, pretty much just
Right on.
like that.
So other than tattooing, I know that you have recently been doing fine art prints.
Mm-hmm.
You did one for us. I have one here somewhere.
For the amazing Bob Tyrell.
This Bob Tyrell print right here. Joe made this, and along with several others. I'm going to do a quick plug here, actually. This is actually part of an upcoming special edition Bob Tyrell DVD where you get this awesome print, Bob print, that's been printed by Joe, a sticker pack, guitar pick, this awesome beer koozie. Those will be available on TattooNOW soon, so keep an eye out. But let's talk a little bit more about this print. What got you into making nice quality prints like this?
I wanted to get prints made, and it was a ridiculous process. It just seemed like a hurdle. There wasn't good information on how to get a good quality print from your artwork. There wasn't good information on how to capture that artwork, so I just started down the rabbit hole of trying to figure out ways to do that for myself. And then in that process, I realized that all you had to do was throw money at it. So I threw money at it, and I bought a damn printer. Since then, I've gotten really into it, and I really enjoy doing prints. There's just something, especially working with tattooers. Some tattooers, tattooing is their thing. Like I was privileged enough to do the Marcus Leonard prints when he came into the U.S. Last year.
Yeah.
And that was amazing because it kind of clicked in my head, like what a service to the art community and to the greater community it is to offer something like printmaking in an affordable way and work with artists to make sure the art is represented correctly. You know, Marcus works digitally when he's not up working on skin. So what I did for him was the first time the world could see this in a tangible form. I helped him complete his cycle of putting art into the world, and in a way that's archival. The inks are tested over 200 years. If the artwork's protected and taken care of, the things that are inspiring our generation can inspire another one. So,
what are some of the challenges to making fine art prints?
Communication is, to me, the biggest one. Being able to communicate with the artist or with the printmaker how you intend for the image to look, the way it should feel on the paper, what it was originally made with. To me, communication is the biggest thing. You know, the machines will do whatever we ask of them, but we have to understand, what we're putting in front of it. Would be like the most cryptic way I could explain that, I guess.
Well, this one looks like it's actually drawn with a pencil. And look, you can see the
the
indentations
little marks
from the heavier hand.
Sure.
Was that challenging to achieve that?
Yeah, I mean, just paying attention to detail. This one, it helped a lot that I've done a lot of pencil work, so I know what it should look like. So I was able to print and test and reprint and adjust and reprint again until it was right. Fortunately, I've done that enough now to where it only takes me about 2-3 tries, and I can get it pretty close as long as I know, the right information, like what it was made with and what it was made on.
So you do your own prints too of your own work. Do you sell them? Are they available to people to get a hold of?
I do. More recently, the easiest way to get prints from me has been finding me in person if I'm at a convention or something like that, which I prefer because it allows me to talk to people and I can be really long-winded about those things and they seem to appreciate it. But I did have an online store. I've just taken that down and I'm going to kind of reevaluate how I want to go about that process. But the short answer to that ramble would be usually finding me in person at one of the events that I'm at.
Well, the last time I saw your prints, they were all a little different. They were all embellished in a way.
Yeah.
Is that something you find important to do with your works?
Yeah, it's a good friend of mine inspired me to do this. He's in a band, and they try to make sure that everything they make is a little special, so that when somebody buys it, it's important to them. It's not just some random shit they bought at a show.
What band?
The band is Merkaba. It's a death metal band out of Kentucky. So
I did not expect you to say death metal.
It's a folk death metal band, basically. Singing
Who really
about,
care about their fans.
Singing about the mountains and the hills of the backwoods of Kentucky. But yeah.
I totally wish I had some of that right now.
I've got a record. I'll play it for you.
I'm gonna see if I can get some of that, and we'll put it into the YouTube version of this. Just a snippet, because it sounds amazing.
I can make it happen. But yeah, they really inspired me to rethink how I did merchandise and to make it something important. You know, we put so much attention into making the artwork itself, and then more often than not, as artists, we want to have this like, well, fuck you, buy it. Like I made it. Like
right.
you know, here it is. I'm done. Buy it. Pay me. But then it just starts to turn into making copies of things. So I try to go back in. Some things I'll kind of pre-think a couple of steps, and I'll stop the image a little early so that I can finish it in the prints individually, so that each one is a little piece of that original image, and try to document those processes. And then also keeping things really limited. I think the largest run that I've done so far of prints is maybe 30.
Oh, wow.
Usually I keep everything at about 10 to 15. And that allows me to detach, keep it special for the people that are buying them, and also encourages me to move on to something else. If I just keep hanging on to 150, 200 prints, then I'm waiting for them to get gone so that
Before
I
you go to the
can think
next.
of something else to do. So this keeps me a little bit more engaged.
Keeps it fresh.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, right on. So when did you start tattooing?
I started tattooing full-time professionally in 2003.
As opposed to part-time amateurly?
I'd like to just make that distinction very clearly because so many tattooers, especially if they've tattooed for less than 6 years, want to tack on like an extra 5 that they were, dicking around tattooing their friend in a basement or whatever.
Right.
But I don't know, like to me, if you say you're a professional at something, then that means you're paying your bills and keeping alive that way. And 2003, tattooing is how I stayed alive.
Right on. Cool. So do you have any travel plans? I know you took some time off recently from traveling. Do you have anything coming up in the future?
Next month, I'm going to screw up all the dates, so I'm just going to say
You
which
can be
months
vague.
they are.
Yeah, that's fine.
Next month, I will be at Graceland Tattoo, Adam Lauracella's shop in
Up in
Wappinger
Wappinger Falls.
in New York.
Just down the street from Cosm.
Yep. My home away from home.
Are you going to be making a visit to Cosm while you're there?
I would love to, but I will not be able to this time.
For those of you who don't know, Cosm is Alex and Allison Gray's Chapel of Sacred Mirrors up in upstate New York. Upstate New York?
Yes.
Check them out if you're into the Alex Gray kind of thing, if you know what I mean. So after that, after Graceland?
After Graceland, non-related to tattooing, immediately after the phenomenally epic stoner metal band Sleep is playing in Boston.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to rush back to Boston so that I can catch Sleep in one of their only 5 shows.
That'll be awesome.
And then they'll disappear off the face of the earth
Again, yes.
But back to tattoos. I'll be doing a week stay in September in Georgia at Ink and Dagger, which is now in a different spot. They're not in Decatur. They're
Oh shit.
it's close to there. So if you're in Georgia,
Sorry,
it's
Russ.
close to there.
You know, I can actually look it up.
We'll find it and come
Really,
back to
really.
this.
So after that, where are you going?
After that, I'll be going up to Kentucky to visit family and tattoo old clients there with my wife for about 2 weeks. And then I think I'm done with travel for the year.
Right on.
Next year, I'd like to do a lot of educational travel with like the artist retreat, for instance. So I'm kind of saving all my travel ambitions for next year and really going to push hard for things like that.
So the artist retreat he's talking about is the Paradise Artist Retreat that we actually put on. It's in Tamia, New Mexico, on a Indian reservation, Native American reservation. I'm sorry.
It's reserved.
Yes, it's actually on a really fancy resort spa, and it's just a few days of just artwork, painting, drawing. A lot of tattooers show up. A few non-tattooers show up.
Roswell. That's where the shop's at.
Yeah, I was gonna get there.
I stole your thunder.
I had it. So have you been to the artist retreat before?
I have not. They've only had one since I've been at the shop because we didn't do it last year.
Right.
And I missed it. Womp, womp, womp.
It was amazing. I was at the last one.
Yeah, I
I'll be
hear
at
it
the
was
next
great.
I've said it before on the show, so I'm not trying to harp on it, but when I went to the artist retreat, I came home inspired and started painting. And I've been painting ever since.
Everyone I talk to says the exact same thing. It's a moving experience for
It
them.
really is. It's if nothing else, it's just motivational, just to see that people are working.
Yeah.
And you're like, I need to work more. These
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are working.
Yeah, education
Yeah.
aside, just the concept alone of like, hey, let's just get together for a week and make art in the desert. Like, why would that ever be a bad thing? That just sounds great.
No, it's amazing. We started selling tickets, so if anyone wants to get in on it, you can go to the ParadiseArtistRetreat.com and get some tickets. Early bird ones are up now, so get them while they're inexpensive. The dates are, let's see, March 30th through April 2nd, 2015. Wow.
You did
I'm
good.
proud of myself for that.
Well done.
Proud of myself. You know why? It's because I didn't get my second show beer. That's what
It would have been
that was-
gone if you had.
I was kept me sharp. Kept me sharp. What are some of the challenges of tattooing today, with tattooing being so popular? It seems like everybody thinks they know a little bit about tattoo. It's on television. It's everywhere. Do you find clientele have changed since you started?
Sure. I mean, it's a lot. The client base gets a lot broader every year. The type of people that are getting tattoos and how commonplace they are, like how bold they'll be on their first couple tattoos. In the sense of, I remember having years, and some of this is the shop and some in location and things like that. But I remember there being years where, unless you had extensive tattooing, you didn't get big tattooing until that happened. Like, you had to cross this threshold of like, oh, you finally reached your tipping point. Now you can get big boy tattoos. Like, but that doesn't seem to happen as much anymore. I have so many clients that want full chest pieces and back
Right out of
pieces
the gate.
and sleeves. Yeah, no tattoos. Just I'm ready to do this, and they are. They commit and they follow it through.
Well, it's good to hear that people are thinking of things in a larger concept as opposed to a little one here, and then
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to tie them all together.
Yep.
Thinking of more as a body as the whole, kind of.
Sure.
That's a good thing. Other than tattooing, I know you make prints. What else do you do, artwork-wise?
I do a lot of pen and ink illustration. Just in general, I really like pen and ink work, and I feel like it makes me a better tattooer. But it just gives me a better understanding of the balance of light and dark in an image, and being able to make something a strong structure without ever having to touch it with color, so that color can enhance it further. So I do a decent amount of pen and ink work. Do a decent amount of painting. Right now I'm kind of in between everything. I have ideas for future plans for a book, and I'm kind of pushing everything that I had been doing aside, because I was juggling a lot of things. I like to make like the YouTube videos and shit like that.
He also plays the banjo.
And I play the banjo, just a little. It's getting there.
You're learning the banjo.
Oh, yeah.
So who's teaching you the banjo?
Jane, a luthier at Luthier's Co-op right next door to East Hampton's Off the Map Tattoo.
Luthier's Co-op is one of my favorite places to go.
Ever. It's, I call it my embassy in the north. It's my folk music center. It's a wonderful place, man. I hang out over there all the time. I got dubbed last year the most regular of regulars.
Wow.
Which kind of makes me look like a lush, but I'm not. I'm all right with that.
It's an instrument store
It's also
as well
a guitar
as a bar.
store. And I do play the instruments while I'm in there.
Drinking beer.
It's a great place.
It is. And Jane's great. You've been tattooing her?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yeah. We've been doing a nice little exchange. She's helping me out with the banjo, and I'm going to be giving her a full sleeve, connecting a couple old tattoos to kind of rethink them.
Cool. Well, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, man. So we'll be back in just a second here and all that kind of stuff. Thanks again, Joe.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys on the other side of this. I'm Ben.
And I'm Brian.
We're from TattooNOW.
We're here to tell you about the TattooNOW Professional Tattoo Artist Sweepstakes and Contest. It's gonna be insane!
Insane!
We're giving away tons of prizes like a Waterloo Artist Series workstation loaded with quality supplies from every nook and cranny of the tattoo world, with rotary machines from Neotat, Artisan Tattoo Cleanser and Aftercare, ink sets from Eternal Tattoo Supply, tickets for the Worldwide Tattoo Conference and the Paradise Artist Retreat, free webinars from TattooNOW TV and Off the Map Live, books and DVDs from Tattoo Education, armrest, lamp, medium travel case, art supply sets, and more from Kingpin Tattoo Supply. These prizes are so cheap, it's like we're giving them away!
We are giving them away, Brian.
We are giving them away. Giving them away. Needles from Needle Jig, foot switches from Devil's Right Hand, True Tubes, Hustle Butter, magazines and subscriptions from Tattoo Artist Magazine, postcards and business cards from Lucky Design Media, book sets from Presto Art, Ergo Tubes from Pulse Tattoo Supply, coil machines and a Soba Custom from Workhorse Irons, an artist chair from Tat Soul, a day's tattoo plus travel from GuyAitchison.com, and a vacation getaway. If you're a professional tattoo artist, you need to sign up for the sweepstakes. Sponsored by Paradise Artist Retreat, TattooNOW, Off the Map Live, Neotat, Eternal, Waterloo, Artisan, Kingpin, and Tattoo Education.
Starting in February and ending in July, we're going to be selecting an artist at the end of each month on Off the Map Live.
Do you have people up in your kitchen? Do you like to tattoo people in a bathtub?
Have you seen horrible infections from your work? This contest is not for you. So Brian, how can we find out more information about this sweepstakes?
Go to tattoonow.com/sweepstakes. Fill out the form for your chance to win. Professional tattoo artists only.
Only. Oh, I love that video. It's so funny. Me and Brian being goofy. So that's the TattooNOW Professional Artist Dream Sweepstakes. Our amazing sponsors have provided so much stuff for that. This has been one of the most successful things we've ever done. I can't wait for next season's sweepstake. So, coming up in the show, we've got Tattoo of the Day, followed by Network News with our own engineer, Matt O'Brien. I'm sure that will be entertaining. And our next show, we'll be having live from Hell City, Phoenix. For those of you who haven't been to Hell City, Phoenix, it is an amazing show, packed with great artists, crazy-ass entertainment. Derb always does a good job. They've been doing it for years. The Phoenix, Arizona Biltmore is a beautiful place. I'm really looking forward to going back. And I will be interviewing Aaron Kane. That's right, interviewing Aaron Kane and Chet Zar. They're bound to be great interviews. We're doing them live from the main stage, so get your butts to Phoenix and check it out live because we won't be showing it here. No, we will. But you should get to Phoenix and go to Hell City because it's one heck of a show. It's one of my favorites, right next to Hell City, Columbus. Sorry, Derb, I'm not trying to kiss your butt, but I really do enjoy your conventions. So, check out Tattoo of the Day video we put together. This is all from artwork that has been submitted to TattooNOW. If you are a tattoo artist, Sign up, send your high-res images to us, and you might just get voted Tattoo of the Day, and you could end up on a video just like this one.
Get me high. And Terry, can you get me wicked high? And I'm gonna need $15, and I'm gonna have to follow your truck, and I'm gonna need your dog tonight, bro, 'cause I might get into a fight, you know. Thanks for getting me high. Thanks for getting me a wicked high. I love the money, I love the truck, I love your dog's protection, but it's gonna live a little life's got luck. I love the money, I love the truck, I love the dog's protection. He's gonna live a little, that's tough luck. He's gonna live a
We're back. This is Matt with Network News. As you can see, Wirecast is being challenging as always, but we are here nonetheless. So let's talk about through TattooNOW recently. The biggest news that I found was Rember and Frank Sanchez, who are great allies of TattooNOW and some of our good friends, are moving away from Rebel Muse and starting up their own studio. I'm really excited to see what these guys come up with. Rember will actually be visiting, and hopefully Frank will be along with him. In August the 8th, we'll be doing a live webinar with him on smooth shading. On the 3rd, actually, not the 8th. I'm a new father, so I'm a little tired.
Congratulations, Matt! Woo!
Thank you. I have procreated properly. So,
We'll find out.
yes, too soon to find out now. Okay, so, but we are really excited for Frank. As you can see, his work is on that side, and we're just, we're happy for them. We look forward to seeing what comes out from them, and again, check out the webinar. It's going to be a slamming good time. The next news is that Guy Aitchison is releasing some original paintings on eBay. This is a great opportunity if you're a collector of art or into the tattoo community and stuff like that. These don't come along that often. They all come from his book, Organica, I believe. And so, again, you can search on eBay for him and check those out. We work really closely with Guy, and we're excited to say that there's going to be some great projects coming up with him. There is rumor of a webinar with Rasabit coming up in October, so we have a lot of fun things planned out for the rest of the year, so stay tuned. Oh yeah, the other cool thing that happened is Amla Rossell from Graceland, where Joe King will be guest spotting. He was in town to film a time lapse, which we'll be releasing sooner or later. But during that, he interviewed Corey Ferguson, a really very, very strong black work artist from Canada. They talk a lot about cool stuff, including second generation tattooing, how the landscape has changed, things down to machines, and it's just a really neat conversation. It's long, it's about 45 minutes, so it's great if you have a long commute at any point. So you can check that out on our YouTube channel, and be sure to subscribe as we upload content quite a bit, and you can get emailed when we update playlists and stuff like that. That about does it for network news. And I will get back with you guys in a couple of weeks with the latest, and look forward to catching up then. Hey, that was Matt O'Brien with TattooNOW Network News. He's getting better, isn't he? I think so. Yes! I think he's getting it. He's getting it. He'll get it perfect eventually. If you have some advice for Matt O'Brien and his network news, please go to our YouTube channel, comment, be harsh, it's okay. Or be kind, you know. He's a new dad, he doesn't sleep much anymore. But whatever, he can man up. So right after network news, you saw the little Hell City preview. I'm really looking forward to that. I hope you can join us for that. That will be our next show. So our next show will be live and in person. I hope you can join us. We will be putting up an audio podcast of our shows in the future. So if you're listening to this in an audio, we already did it. Welcome to the future. I'm glad you could join us here. We do put this up on cable access too. If you want to see this on your television, go to your local community access station, send them an email, give them a phone call, and tell them to go to pegmedia.org, where they can download this whole show, edited without commercial, so they can show it on community access, and then you can watch it from the comfort of your own couch on your big screen TV. That's right, you can bring me into your living room. I hope you have beer there, because it's one of my favorites. So, stick around to the next show. Stick around. Come back for the next show. I don't know when we're going to be streaming again. probably. We're going to try to work it out for Hell City. I'm going alone, so I'll be a one-man crew. No guarantee on the streaming for the next show, but come see it live. Thank you for joining us. Go to our YouTube page, subscribe, rate, comment, all of that stuff, and we'll see you next time on Off the Map Live. Thank you for being here. Take it easy.